So recently I randomly queued up for some legendary missions and I ended up with a level 31 and a level 26 shade level and then also a 1300. So I was a little worried about this. But if you look at the bonus armor these guys have, I was impressed. Well, I wasn't because I was the one that was giving it to them. So the way this build is set up, guys, this thing is made to allow your team to stay up even when they have no armor left. If they're getting shredded, you should be able to keep them up with this build. And that's what's so impressive about it. I know it's not as fancy as those red builds, but look at that bonus armor I'm giving them. I'm constantly giving them bonus armor almost all the time. And what that does is allows them to stay up, allows them not have to use armor kits, allows them to keep putting out damage. And they should consistently have bonus armor as long as I play my build right. And that's what's really cool about this build. I'm not only tanky, I can put out a little bit of damage, but I also provide one of the biggest support roles for legendary missions, the support tank. And if you play this build right and you build it right with the two main talents that I'm running, it actually helps out so much. And we were able to clear this legendary mission with people who didn't really have legendary builds. I think we had one person running an ongoing directive build, and then we had one person running a striker build. And then obviously the higher shade level guy, he was running a skill build, which is really popular in legendary missions. And of course, I was running the support tank. So let's get into how I have this bad boy set up and why it's so efficient in these harder difficulties. So we're going to start off with one of the most crucial pieces of this build and what you guys saw my teammates getting all that bonus armor, right? So we have a piece called Point Man. This is the named Gila piece. Now, what it comes with is Perfect Vanguard, and what this does is deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds. Now this grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all allies for 20 seconds. Now there is a cooldown for 25 seconds. Now if you look at my armor, we're sitting at 2.1 million. So that means you're gonna get 50% of that. So a little over 1 million armor is every time I proc my shield when Vanguard is available to be procced, they're going to be getting that bonus armor. And that's what you guys were seeing in the gameplay. And that's what you're seeing right here, right? When I pop the shield, look at the amount of armor that they get. They're getting a little over 1 million armor. And remember, they keep this for 20 seconds as long as they don't take any damage. So think about that for a second. Some of these guys are running less than 1 million armor when they're running all red builds, and then when I give them that, they're probably sitting about like 1.9 million armor. And if they sit in the back and let me take the damage, they're pretty tanky. And that's what's really cool about this support tank build. And every time it's available, that is my key thing to do. Make sure I proc my shield so they get their bonus armor. And the way we have this rolled is we do have armor rolls on here. We have headshot damage, we have crit chance, and then we have a headshot damage mod. Now you might have noticed in the gameplay, I was actually giving my teammates bonus armor when I was taking damage. Yes, that is another way they can get bonus armor. It's not always about me just proccing my shield, but it's also when I take damage on my shield, they are getting armor. And that's all because of the backpack talent. So on the backpack, we do have a 511, but I would rather have something else because that 10% health really isn't doing anything to me. You can either put something that gives you 20% incoming repairs or even 20% pistol damage. I'll let you guys pick out the backpack you want to use. But what really makes this backpack strong is the talent called Protector. When your shield is damaged, you gain 5% bonus armor, and all of your allies gain 15% of your armor as bonus armor. So that's about 300,000 extra armor that they're getting every time my shield. Now they get that for 3 seconds, and the cooldown is only 3 seconds. So if they're not taking any damage, they should always have some type of bonus armor, whether it's from when I proc my shield with Perfect Vanguard or when I'm taking damage with Protector. And that is why this is such an amazing build to run in a difficulty like Legendary. Now we do have armor rolled on here, we have headshot damage, we have some armor regen because it does go with our build a little bit, and then we have a headshot damage mod. And then for the other 4 pieces, we are running a Foundry and Bulwark piece, and that's because the 2 piece gives us 10% total armor, the 3 piece gives us that 1% armor regen, plus 50% shield health, and then the 4 piece, which actually saves us a lot, whenever you or your shield takes damage, 20% of that amount is repaired to both of you over 15 seconds. Now we have armor rolled on here, we have headshot damage, and then we have a headshot damage mod. Now what I will tell you is that armor regen and that makeshift armor actually comes in very clutch when you get in situations like I just did right now. My shield goes down, I'm taking a lot of damage, but just look at my armor regen. Look how it comes back. I don't even have to pop an armor kit. All I have to do is just make sure I take no damage, and the armor regen is kicking in along with makeshift. So that's why the 4-piece is actually a really good piece to run when you are running a tank build. And the great thing about this, I use no raid exclusive pieces like the chest and backpack. I'm using all other pieces that you guys can just farm in the open world. So for the holster, we're running our second piece of Foundry. We have armor and headshot damage. Our third piece is going to be on the knee pads. We have armor and headshot damage. And then of course, our fourth piece on our gloves, armor and headshot damage. So armor, headshot damage throughout the build. For the specialization, you do want to go with the technician class. That's going to allow us to put skill healing on there. Not only that, we're allowed to run the artificer hive, which is actually going to heal our shield and is actually really good. The pistol you saw me using is the Liberty. This gives me pistol damage, damage to target out of cover. It's always rolled on there. And then it has Liberty or Death, which is actually really good. I actually like this. We're not going to hit that hard, but it hits pretty decently. Hits grant 2% weapon damage. Now, this does stack up to 30 times. Now, headshots consume all stacks, repairing your shield. Now, this is a lifesaver for shield builds. Now, for the shield, we are running the Bulwark shield. You could probably already realize that. We have 14.8 million. This is a tier 6 shield. Obviously, we are running 6 blues. And then for the mods, you just want to try to get shield health and pretty much what you need. Now for the hive, obviously, you know, we are running the artificer hive, and that's going to skill repair our shield 24%. Now, like I said, you guys can actually bump this up if you change out the backpack versus the 511 backpack. It's just that's the only backpack I had with this protector talent. But yeah, you definitely want to put protector on there, and you can run that on a lot of different backpacks. And that is the build right there, guys. This is probably one of my favorite shield support builds. I feel like if you guys run this in legendary, you guys will have a fighting chance. I'm telling you guys, the other guy had a 5-piece ongoing directive. And you guys know there's no bonuses for 5 pieces. One of the guys had a 4-piece striker, wasn't bad. And then we had the skill build, which was putting out a lot of damage. So between us, this was what was keeping everybody up, right? We had no healer. We just had skill builds. My protector was kicking off. My perfect vanguard was kicking off. And that allowed us to complete Roosevelt Island on legendary. And you guys know legendary isn't an easy task. It's the hardest difficulty in the game. We're not talking about legendary summit. We're talking about legendary missions, which are 100 times harder. And you guys saw what we were able to do. So let me know what you guys think so far of this build, of this setup, and will you guys be adding this to one of your builds? I really recommend you guys having it for situations like this. Definitely is really worth it. All right, guys, we'll wrap it up here. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, nothing but skills is out.